And so for my team on the back end, the links should be working for you to add them into the pages. Hopefully that will work out. And we're just waiting a couple of minutes for everyone to join in the room. We're going to start like the actual orientation kickoff party in 2 minutes time. We've already got hundreds of people on here joining us live, and it is amazing just to see the global community that we have coming together for this week for the 6th Annual Herbal Entrepreneur Conference. We have people joining us from literally all over the world, from the US, all different states. We've got like New York City, Iowa, Kansas, South Carolina, Georgia. We've got people from Vermont, Pennsylvania. I'm listening in from Italy. I know we have a few people from Australia listening in, even though the time difference there is like literally the middle of the night there. Canada, Toronto, Vermont, Vegas, Ohio. Yeah, really all over the place. And it is so wonderful to see that. I love that we are able to come together for this event and really just share our ideas and really just become more inspired and make things happen in the world of herbalism, because that's why we're here. We all want to do something with the plants, with the herbs, and really bring this magic out into the community. And through what we learn at this event, that is exactly what we are going to be able to do. So without much further ado, I would just like to welcome everyone officially to the 6th Annual Herbal Entrepreneur Conference. This is my favorite event of the entire year because it is an opportunity for herbalists from all over the world to come together, connect, really share what we're working on, and ultimately learn from each other so that we can get our work as herbalists out there into our communities and just have a greater impact all together. Now, for those of you who have attended before, you will know some of the great things that happen throughout this week-long event. But for those of you who are new, this session is the perfect place for you to start because we are going to be going over really the general overview of how the event works, how you can get the most out of it, and yeah, really how you can participate in every aspect of the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference to get what you need to get and move forward with it. That is really the aim of this event. And that's what I would like you to do. So throughout this session, feel free to leave any questions that you have throughout the chat. My team will be keeping an eye on that so that we can come back and loop back with the answers at the end of the session. But in a lot of cases, I will actually answer most questions throughout this session. So hold your horses and wait for that. And hopefully your questions will be answered before I actually need to answer them each and specifically. Now, I wanted to mention, first of all, that throughout this week, we have a number of prizes for people to win things in the Herbal Entrepreneur community based on your participation and engagement in the event. So first of all, throughout this session, you have a couple of opportunities to win straight up a VIP pass for the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference. There are 2 ways that you can do this. The first one is to get onto social media and share about the event with hashtag Herbal Entrepreneur. You can share anything. You can share which sessions you're excited to learn about, how you're attending the live event, what you're hoping to learn, anything that you would like to share using the hashtag Herbal Entrepreneur. We're going to be checking back through that hashtag towards the end of this session. So get over and share that you're attending the live session. Yay! And then you will be having an opportunity to win there. And you can do this on any platform. We will be checking Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok and randomly selecting something from there. And the other way that you can win is actually engaging in the chat and the community, okay? So in today's session, it's actually the chat. So really do participate, like comment along, and we are going to be randomly choosing someone who participates in the chat today with a VIP pass also. So if you're wondering what the VIP Pass is, it is the extended version of the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference. And so here we have, it's not only, like, let me just backtrack here. First of all, everyone who is attending here today, everyone who has registered for the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference gets a free ticket to the event. What that means is that you will be able to join us throughout the entire week for every single session that we have with the speakers from Monday to Friday. And you will have 48 hours to access each session. So if there is a session that goes live on Monday morning, perhaps you're working at the time that it goes live, but that doesn't matter. You can catch up on Monday night or on Tuesday. And you have 48 full hours to view that session until Wednesday, when it will be locked away just for VIP Pass members. Okay, and this is the same for the whole schedule. If it goes live on Wednesday, on Friday, it will be locked. You have 2 full days to view each session. So it's more than enough time, even for those of you who are in different time zones or working. However, if you really want to go deeper, there is a VIP Pass. And the difference between this is that you get lifetime access to all of the sessions. So this is literally, as long as Herbal Entrepreneur exists, you will have lifetime access to all of the sessions. And you will also get an invite to our VIP sessions. Our VIP sessions are pretty darn fun. And that is where every day at 12 p.m. Eastern time, we have meetings specifically to talk about where we're at on our journey. So perhaps it might be things that we've been working on, lessons that we've learned, challenges that we have, and we're going to be having little discussions about that as well. And that is every day at 12 p.m. Eastern time. And like I said, you have a chance to win the VIP version of the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference by sharing #Herbal Entrepreneur or by participating in the chat today while we're on here live. Also, just a heads up, we are actually going to be choosing winners every single day throughout the conference. So continue to share. I'm sure there'll be people on the chat here today who have won the VIP Pass from years in the past. And yeah, it's a way that you can get the VIP Pass like that. And you can also win it if you have already upgraded to purchase the VIP Pass. If you've already upgraded, we will either refund your purchase or give you access to the Herbal Circle for a few months, depending on what you choose on. So get out there and share with the #Herbal Entrepreneur and start participating in the chat for your chance to win. Now, the next thing I wanted to bring up in today's session is I have a couple of thank yous to really give out here. And this is, first of all, I would like to thank our sponsors for the event. So firstly, I run the Herbal Circle, but the Herbal Circle is also sponsoring the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference. And the Herbal Circle is a group of herbalists who are focused on building their business. And here, this is our community that runs throughout the years, providing accountability and support. And it's also available to join. I will give you more details about that at the end of the conference, but right now, honestly, just focus on the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference. I would also like to thank the Herbal Academy, who is sponsoring the event. They provide wonderful herbal courses and have been a long-term supporter of the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference right from the beginning. I am so thankful for their support and sponsorship throughout, as long as we've been around. And I'm sure that a lot of you have actually come here as a result of the Herbal Academy as well. And finally, I would like to thank Kerry, who is also sponsoring the event and is a wonderful inventory software built specifically for herbalists. We're going to be hearing from Bernadette Ann at the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference as well. And this is a software built specifically for herbalists to help with your inventory, keeping track of your resources and recipes and that kind of thing. So I will provide links to check that out in the emails as well. Okay, so I wanted to start now with a little bit of a background story for this orientation session. because there is like some pretty important stuff that has been going on behind the scenes that I wanted to bring to the forefront in this orientation session, because it's important for me to be honest with you all and just have everything out there. So as those of you who have attended the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference for many years probably know, this is an event that I truly, truly love hosting. It is a passion project for me. I love meeting with other herbalists, learning from the speakers and sharing really what people have to learn, and just knowing what you're working on. It lights me up. I love doing it. And it does combine so many wonderful elements. There's the herbalism, the people really do make this event. And it has become an important part of the journey for herbal business owners. But even though this event is like honestly so fun for me, and I know that it is so important, this year's event was like this close to being cancelled. It was really close to being cancelled because earlier this year, I had a pretty unexpected personal emergency that led me to leave my home in a very unexpected and surprising, sudden kind of way. And I left everything behind. I didn't have my recording gear. I didn't have anything with me. And it was just such a shock, and I didn't know what to do. I was like, I'm going to cancel it. Like, what am I going to do? But this is where I would like to give a massive shout out to the Herbal community, because if it wasn't for you, this event probably would have been cancelled. I actually delayed the announcement for this event, and I had people reaching out. When's the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference like being announced? I haven't seen the sign up. Where is it? The partners like the Herbal Academy were like, what's going on? We want to share, but we can't. And it really was because of the Herbal community that I decided to go ahead with it, because I realized that it is such an important event. And every single year, I have people coming back and telling me months after the event that I started my herbal business because of the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference. I learned this and I took it and I went with it. And like, it really makes a difference for people. And because I knew that, because there was this little push from the community, I decided to go ahead with this event and really get it out there, because it is so important for all of us to be able to connect. And I wanted to maintain that consistency, the continuity, even though I have personal stuff going on behind the scenes. For our community, it is so important to build from that and continue these transformations that we have year after year after year. And so that's exactly what we did. And I really just have to give a huge thank you to my team who allowed this to happen. There are people, many of you would have seen Melissa answering your emails. She has been an amazing help over the past few months, really stepping up into a leadership role on my team, because I was busy, and the Herbal Circle continued to run with our directors of the Herbal Circle, Jen Prince and Caitlin Vliet. They just really took the role with their hearts and kept going, which is so wonderful to see. And I'm so thankful that we were able to do that. And so this year, we went ahead and it has been interesting, okay? I really want to be upfront about that, because I have been recording sessions from more than 7 different locations, and you're going to see this in the results of the conference. We don't always have this background. Sometimes it's white, sometimes it's green, sometimes there's books behind. It's always a little bit of a surprise, but you're going to see it's a little bit different. But every time it's different, I would like you to remember that this is what real life is. This is resilience, and this is getting something out there to fulfill an important purpose, no matter where we're at personally. So I really did just want to start the event with this story that things are not normal this year, and it is not what I envisioned for the 6th annual Herbal Entrepreneur Conference, but it may turn out to be even better, because this is what we're building is a community, a live community. We have things going on behind the scenes, but it's not just me. Probably you do too. And even though you might have, I don't know, a young baby, you might have an elderly family member that you're looking after, you might have things going on in your life too, but you can make things happen, and you can take the things that you learn from this conference no matter where you're at. Okay? So I just wanted to start with that, because I think it is really important to remember that we don't need to be perfect, and it's about getting it out there and really making what we can happen. So let's stick together and make some great things happen together. And that brings us to the actual content of the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference. A lot of people ask me about who the Entrepreneur Conference is for, or what kind of things we're going to learn here. And there are so many different ways that you can practice as an herbalist. There are so many different ways that you can start an herbal business and actually make a living working with the plants that you love. And that's what you're going to see at this conference, because we have herbalists who are doing all kinds of different things. We have speakers who really do focus on the growing aspect. And so this is like, whether that be growing on a farm, in a garden, or foraging in the wild, there are different ways of working with the plants in their growth and harvesting phases that you can legitimately make a business out of. Secondly, we have people who make products, the formulation process, infusing oils, making eye creams, doing serums, teas, all sorts of different herbal products. That is a big pathway that a lot of herbalists do take. We also have people who are focusing on selling herbs, whether that be in a physical shop, online, selling anything to do with herbs. That is a valid track too. Then the fourth pathway that we often do talk about in the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference is anything to do with teaching about herbs. So this can be writing a book. It might be doing a course. Teaching, even on social media, can be a teaching. But really, there are so many different ways that you can teach. Herb walks, doing classes. There is many different ways that you can teach about herbs. And also practicing as a clinical herbalist. So this is where you see clients and make recommendations to improve their overall wellness. And so there are so many different ways and pathways that we can take. And a lot of people take more than one, or they might start on one and move back to the other. And it's a progression in that way. And so the pathways there are included in all of the different sessions that we do have. And I am going to actually share directly with you now the schedule, so that you can see a little bit about each session and get some ideas of which ones that you would like to attend. So I am going to, I'm just going to share my screen. Okay. Here we are. So this is the schedule page, which is herbalentrepreneur.com/conference24 schedule. And this is the page that you will get a link to every morning. And honestly, it's your like key hub for attending the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference. You can see here, this is the session that we're currently on. There's this big green button that says join us live. And when you click through to that, it will take you to a page with this session and the notes and things like that to do with this session. And this page will be updated as the sessions go live, so that you can continue to click the buttons and find everything that you need to find. Now, please note that today's session is live on Zoom, and you will also be able to watch the replay afterwards. However, most of the other sessions are going to be broadcasted to YouTube. So what that means is that they have already been pre-recorded, and we will be premiering them to YouTube so that we can watch them all together. They are like nicely edited sessions for you. And but we will be watching them together with a live chat. So there won't be a Zoom link to join for these sessions, but there will be a YouTube and chat where you can participate and talk along with everyone else there. So let's talk about what the sessions are and how you can make the most of each session. So on Monday, which is tomorrow morning, we're going to be starting at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We've got the other times here as well. And if you're in a different time zone, you can add to calendar and it will show the exact time zone for you as well for every single event that we have here. And so the first session is with Rosemary Gladstar. It is such a wonderful session where Rosemary really does talk about planting the future and the different things to consider in our responsibility as herbalists to really step up into that role to be stewards of the plants and connect to the community with the plants and really protect the plants in the way that we run a business as well. I think this is essential listening for every herbalist. It really is an important topic and a great session to start the entire Herbal Entrepreneur Conference. The second session tomorrow is with Salima Houston-Lust, who is talking about developing sustainable pillars for your herbal business. She is going to be really drawing back the curtain on the way that she has built up her business and the important building blocks that have contributed to the way that she runs her herbal business. She's done a lot of different things. She has products and services and courses as well that she runs. So it's quite a across the board herbal business. And it's a great session to listen to really affirm your value as an herbalist as well, because she's got that down pretty well. Then in the middle of the day at lunchtime tomorrow, we have our VIP networking lunch hour. This is what I was talking about, that we have each day at 12 p.m. Eastern time. Just for VIPs, we're going to be opening up a Zoom room where we'll be breaking out and having smaller conversations to talk about specific topics based on your journey. And this year we have really engineered the networking lunch hour to allow you to progress each day. So it's ideal if you can turn up each day, ask the questions and think about the different topics that we present you with. And at the end of the week, you will have thought about where you're at, what sort of things you want to achieve and how to achieve them. And that's going to help you in your journey to actually put your plans into practice. So that's going to go for an hour, and then we'll be coming back for this session open to everyone with Nicola Brew, who is talking about setting up and running a physical herb store. So she has just launched her own herb house, and she talks about in this session the process to set that up, how she found the place, how she set up the area, and how she got in contact with different herbal teachers to really connect them in that space and allow them to bring the herb house to life. So this is a great session for anyone who wants to teach herbs, sell herbs. Yeah, I think teach and sell are primarily for this session. And then finally tomorrow, we're going to be hearing from Saja Popham, who is talking about the complete overview of the herbal consultation process. This is a fantastic session for anyone who wants to become a clinical herbalist. He talks about the exact process that he uses and recommends for people to implement in the way that they consult with clients as herbalists. And there are so many good things to think about in the way that he runs this session, and it's really valuable for anyone who is a clinical herbalist. Then on day 2, we're going to be starting with Hannah Lasorsa, who is talking about creating a consistent look in brand photos. She has a beautiful slideshow presentation for us that really goes step by step into how you can start to create those photos that look fantastic. The props that you can use, the lighting. She gets into the details of how you can, on a small scale, create your own photos for your business, whether that be products or services. Across the board, you really can put this into play. Then we'll be hearing from Mana Cleland, who is talking about sustainable herb harvesting from the wild and farming. So Mana runs a small homestead at Radical Root Herbs, and she really explains how she goes about that process and how she manages her time, being able to grow herbs on her land and also make the most of the wild plants that are growing around her, because she actually produces quite a lot of different herbs on a smaller scale. So she has a wide variety, and which means there's a lot of things to keep track of, and she shares about that in this session. On Tuesday, for the VIP lunch hour, we are going to be doing something a little bit different that is new for this year's Herbal Entrepreneur Conference, and we'll be having a round table discussion. And so once again, this is just for people who have upgraded to VIP, but we're going to be opening up the discussion for 1 hour as a larger group to talk about a specific topic. In this session on Tuesday, we're going to be talking about business administration. I know from working with thousands of herbalists at this point that managing our time and all of the things that we have to do is a huge struggle, especially when we're getting started and trying to do everything, working with the herbs and doing marketing and taxes and business administration. There's so many different things. And in this session, we're going to be talking about how to do that. And really everyone coming to the group with some suggestions and tips and advice that have worked for them, and some questions or challenges that they're having, so that we can actually help each other and talk about the issues that we're all facing and hopefully come up with some solutions and ideas to combat this all together. Once we've wrapped up the VIP lunch hour, we will be moving on to nurturing the herbal entrepreneur to create balance, not burnout, with Bernadette Ann. And so this is a really important point for every herbalist, because it is very easy to give and give and give to the community without really caring for yourself. And this session goes into the details of how you can nurture your own self so that then you can give back to your community and clients in a more fulfilled way. And this is really important for everyone, because burnout is something that a lot of herbalists do experience at one point or another, and being aware of it and how we can actually nurture ourselves before we get to that point is a really good way to go about it. Finally, on day 2, we'll be hearing from Maria Noel Groves on how to publish an herbal book. Maria has herself published 2 books already and has a 3rd about to come out in about a month, I believe. And she has the process pretty down packed. In this session, she talks not only about the actual planning and writing process, but also about how you can actually find a publisher or go the self-publishing route. So you can find out more about the different options there, and really how to actually write a book as well when you have that idea in your head, but you're not sure exactly how to go about it. On Wednesday, we will be starting with Tad Hargrave, who is talking about different business models for herbalists. Tad Hargrave is the founder of Marketing for Hippies and works with many different business owners who have kind of alternative business models. And in this session, he talks about the foundational pillars to the different ways that you can run your business, and the pros and cons of different types, and how that fits in together. So this is a really great session to listen to if you are at that beginning stage, trying to work out what kind of business that you would like to run. Or for those of you who have been in business for a while and are looking at refining your business model to really key in on what is the most successful for you. The next one on Wednesday will be with Helen Ward about strategic planning for social media content. Helen Wood has actually been behind the scenes helping with the social media strategy for Rosemary Gladstar's Art and Science of Herbalism program for many years. And in this session, she's talking about the overall strategy of how to go about social media content and the way to post there. So this is a really helpful session for those of you who are looking to go deeper into social media content in the way that you are building exposure to your Herbal business. Then once again, we have our VIP networking lunch hour. We'll be breaking out into smaller groups on the Wednesday to talk about specific topics, which I'll get into the details with our VIP members for this later. But yeah, this will be once again an opportunity just to connect and really build those deeper connections there. Then in the afternoon on Wednesday, we will be hearing from Jen Prince, who is talking about how to gain media attention with press and connections. So here Jen has a background in media and marketing, and she really does go through the steps of how to do a press release and build connections with people in your community so that your business can start to get more attention and be known about in your community, which is really important, especially for local businesses where it's easier to get recognition locally in like those local publications and to be able to have your local community find out about what you do. Finally, on Wednesday, we'll be hearing from Lindsay Felderpolsch, who is an educator at the Herbal Academy, and she is going to be talking about how to create a Materia Medica for herbal business owners. So a Materia Medica is a really fundamental part of your work as an herbalist. And in this session, Lindsay's going to be talking about where you can find sources, what sort of things are important to include in your Materia Medica, and how that Materia Medica actually fits into the way that you run your business as an herbalist. On Thursday, we're going to be starting with a session from Margie Flint, who is talking about the key skills for practicing herbalists. This is a great session for any clinical herbalists who are wanting to go deeper into the skills to really understand what the client that comes to them is wanting to achieve and how they can best help them as an herbalist. Next on Thursday, we'll be hearing from Vivian Mack, who is talking about a lifelong learning and education as an herbal practitioner. This is something that is really important for herbalists because as we go through our career, it's up to us to maintain our education and skills to the highest level possible. And through education is the best way to do that. So Vivian's going to be talking about different ways that you can continue your learning as an herbalist. On Thursday, our VIP networking lunch hour, we are going to be having our second round table discussion, which is going to be focused on marketing strategies. So this is where we'll come together as a group and talk about what's been working for us, what hasn't, what are our challenges, what are our wins, and really just helping each other start to get a good grounding on how we can better market our businesses. So this will be an opportunity for all of our VIP members to come together and really discuss about the marketing side of our herbal business and how we can make the most of that area. On Thursday afternoon, we'll be hearing from Denise Van Newton, who is talking about mastering Instagram rules to boost your following and generate sales. Denise has been doing some wonderful series on Instagram to really get a lot of views and traction from different, from her audience. And she is sharing about how she has gone about doing that, the exact process that she uses. And it is a great one to get ideas if you are thinking about doing something similar. Finally, on Thursday, we'll be hearing from Azza Waldstein, who is talking about the pitfalls to avoid when marketing herbal products. This is a hugely important product, a hugely important topic, because herbalists have to be mindful of the way that we market and promote our services, because the language that we use is really, really important. And we need to be able to be aware of what's okay and what's not okay, so that we can actually get word out about what we do in a way that's actually legal. So that's what this session will be covering. So like kind of the mistakes to avoid. On Friday, we're going to be hearing from Amy Edmonds, who will be sharing about herbal product formulation. She has just started her skincare brand and has a background in pharmacy. So she's really applying her pharmacy knowledge to herbal skincare formulation. And she talks about her process to make the products and how she has gone about the different like ingredients that she uses, the quantities, and even the resources that she's used to put together her formulations. So this is a wonderful session for anyone who is interested in making herbal products and getting that out there. Then we'll be hearing from Jeff Carpenter, who is talking about how to produce high quality herbs at scale. So Jeff is a farmer at Zach Wood's Herb Farm, and in this session, he talks about really the most important aspects of how to farm and maintain the highest quality possible of the herbs that you are producing. So he talks about the whole process from the seed to the final processing, the drying and everything, storage. And so this is key listening if you are considering to go that growing track as an herbalist. On Friday, we will be having our final networking lunch hour at 12 p.m. Eastern time, and that will once again be discussions to really reflect on what we have learned. Then we will be hearing from Olatakumba Basi, who is talking about pathways in herbal entrepreneurship. So she will be talking about the way that she has combined being an herbalist and a doula, and so how those pathways have come together. And so this is particularly interesting for anyone else who is interested in herbalism and birth work, but it can also be interesting for someone else who is wanting to combine a certain area of herbalism in the way that they practice, just to understand how she's done it and how you would like to do it too. The final session on Friday is actually going to be a celebration tea party. So this will be a live session that our VIP members will be able to join, and we will also broadcast to YouTube as well, so everyone can follow along, but our VIP members will be on video. And this is always such a fun event where we are able to get our teacups out, our party clothes on, and really just celebrate the fun that we have had at the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference. And finally, on Saturday, we are going to be having one final live session like this one at the same time as this one on Saturday, the 23rd of March with me. And this is about the next steps after the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference, how you can forge ahead as a confident herbal business owner going forward. We'll be talking about the different things that you've learned throughout the week and how you can actually make the most of them and decide which ones to put into play, because spoiler alert, it's best if you don't put everything into action, but decide on the most important things for you at your point in your herbal journey right now. And then we can build on that and adjust our course of action as we go. And so that brings us to the end of the schedule. I hope that has cleared things up a little bit about how it all works and what the schedule's like and the sessions that are there. If you have any questions about the schedule or which sessions you would like to listen to, feel free to post in the community. So that's community.herbalentrepreneur.com, and you will be able to find out more about that. Okay, now I wanted to mention also Let me just check I'm on schedule. Yes. And here we are. Now, I mentioned during the schedule that we have like various different topics for our VIP members to talk about during the lunch hour sessions. And I did just want to explain a little snapshot of how this is going to work, because it is useful for people to prepare for this a little bit as well. So let me just find where I am. Here we are. Okay. And so on the first day, like each of the VIP networking lunch hours, we're going to splitting up into groups. And so this means that you'll be like put into a little room with 3 or 4 other people to talk about a topic. And then you will talk about it just with them for like 20 minutes and then come back to the main room to share your insights and things like that. And so we are going to be putting together like a list of questions so you can think about them in advance as well for those of you who have upgraded to VIP. But on day 1, we're going to be talking a little bit about your vision, your dream that you want to accomplish as an herbalist. So we'll be talking about that for 20 minutes with your group, so like 5 minutes per person, to talk about what your dream is. And this is important because when you actually say that, when you talk about it with other people, it makes it more real. It makes it more like you're actually going to make that happen. And so it's really useful to have these conversations in smaller groups rather than huge groups like this one, where it can be a little bit intimidating. So when you're with just, 3 other people, it's a lot more safer space to talk it out. And yeah, like we're getting in the comments here, talk it into fruition and manifesting dreams are essential. And so that's what we'll be talking about in our first discussion on Monday. And the second discussion, we're going to be talking about our current bottleneck. So really you can start thinking about, what is stopping me? Is it that I don't know enough? Is it that I'm just too scared? Is it that I feel like an imposter? Is it that I'm overwhelmed with the administrative tasks? Like, what is it that's stopping you from getting to where you want to get to? And then the idea is that the other people in your group will help you to brainstorm ideas of how you can get past that bottleneck. So that's what we'll be doing on Monday in the VIP session. And yeah, I've got some things in the chats as well. Am I too young? And really just sharing that doubt with other people so that they can help you move over that. On day 2, like I said, we're going to be having a roundtable discussion all together about business administration and sharing our tips around that. On day 3, we'll be talking about your top 2 changes that you've made recently that have helped you to become more efficient in the way that you practice as an herbalist. So this will be about sharing something that's working well for you so that other people can learn from what's going well for you as well. And secondly, on the Wednesday, we'll be talking about the best advice that you've ever been given and how it's helped you as an herbalist. And once again, this is a really great way to learn from each other and really start to level up in that. On day 4, we'll be doing our marketing deep dive roundtable discussion. And so that's, again, talking about marketing and how we can do that better. And on day 5, we'll be talking about a challenge that we've overcome in the last 6 months, whatever that be for you. And finally, your biggest takeaway and what you've learned from the conference. And so you can see how each of these topics, as we go through them, you will be able to think about them and start to really let it simmer in your brain so that you can like think about it first and then talk about it with other people. And hopefully through doing this exercise, you will actually be able to act as an herbalist in a better way. So that's kind of how that VIP experience worked. And also we have the party on the Friday afternoon as well. There's a lot going on, which should be fun. Now, I have a couple of extra announcements to make because this year for the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference, we have something brand new, which we have never offered before, and I would like everyone to know what it is. So for those of you who have made it to the VIP Pass checkout page, you might have noticed that there was like a little checkbox there for an extra add-on. That extra add-on was for the Herbal Circle Super Bundle. Now, you guys might be wondering, what is the Herbal Circle Super Bundle? This is something that we have put together this year to celebrate our Herbal Circle members. Now, like I said, the Herbal Circle is our community of herbalists who are working on building a business. They're actively working on it. And this year we have put together a bundle of offerings from our Herbal Circle members so that you can go through and download the different bits and pieces. And I think I might just share my screen to let you know what's included in the super bundle this year. Let's do it. Okay. So this is the Herbal Circle super bundle, which has all sorts of different things in it. So we have from Denise Van Newton, the real captivating hooks for herbalists to jumpstart your Instagram series. You might have noticed she is also speaking at the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference, and this is something that's going to go a little bit deeper that is included inside the bundle. We also have from the Herbal Academy, social media success for herbalists. So you will have the access to this guide around how to be successful on social media specifically for herbalists. You will also get access for 1 month to Kerry, which is the herbal dispensary software. Kerry is also the sponsor of the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference this year. And like I said, it's a really great resource for keeping track of all the different herbs that you have, the lot numbers, the formulas, and making sure that you have everything that you need on hand. So as a part of the bundle, you'll get 1 month's access to Kerry. You'll also get access to Herbal Radiance, Cultivating Teenage Female Hormone Health Through Nourishing Infusions. So this is a guide specifically to empower teenage girls around their hormones. And this is contributed by Herbal Circle member Melissa Wintle. We have My Garden Journal, which has been contributed by Brenda Sullivan. And this is about how to improve your gardening skills so that you can have greater success as a gardener overall. We also have a guide from Laurel Johnson, which is about how to choose a carrier oil. So there are lots of different factors going into that, and this guide will show you through. Then we also have Brock Bertloff has contributed the Herbalism for Postpartum Women. This is an actual course that allows you to learn about how you can use herbs in that 4th trimester. So like the postpartum women after giving birth. We also have from Carol Little, 10 Herbs for Your Own Herbal Tea Garden, which is a guide that you can download directly from inside the bundle. And I'm also contributing the Herbal Business Plan Bootcamp. This is a guide and includes templates of how you can actually put together a plan to put your herbal business into action. And so this is a great kind of add-on to the conference as well. We also have a couple of more things that we're adding into this as well as we go. So it'll be this stuff plus a few more things. And the whole bundle is only $67 for you to access everything inside it. And it's a great way to, support the Herbal Circle members and what they're doing, and also just get a bit of a taste of what else is out there. So you will have seen that as a part of the VIP Pass. It's an add-on, but you can also purchase it separately if you would just like to get the Herbal Circle Super Bundle. Okay. Now, we're onto prizes. That's where we're at to on the agenda of things to do today. So I would like, first of all, if the people on my team who are helping with choosing prizes, if you could let me know in the messaging so that I can find, so you can choose someone from the chat and someone from social media who has shared with the hashtag Herbal Entrepreneur about the conference. Okay, so I will be waiting for that from you. And in the meantime, I would like to let everyone know about the prizes throughout the week as well, because every single day, every morning, you will get a link to the schedule with the sessions that are going live that day. And there will be an opportunity to win a free VIP pass every day based on who shares for the conference. And so continue to share about the conference. This really does serve two purposes. It gets the word out to as many people as possible about the Herbal Entrepreneur Conference. And you can also win a VIP pass. So that's great. And every single day you have the chance to win that. So continue to continue to share about that with Herbal Entrepreneur. And the second thing is, throughout the week, for every single session, we are going to be posting inside the community with each speaker session. And we are going to be rewarding people who actually comment and interact with these posts. So I would like to encourage you to comment with your top takeaways from each session inside the community. They'll be going live as each session goes live. And so it's a really good practice if at the end of the session, you go through to the community and type in what you've learned from that session. This will help you to actually recall that information later on. And you can even go back later on if you forgot what you learned about it and go back. But it will also allow you to be entered into the draw to win a prize based on community interaction. And this prize is not a VIP pass, but is actually going to be an entire year inside the Herbal Circle. So this is quite valuable. An entire year in the Herbal Circle is worth $390. And you can, we will be choosing a couple of winners based on who is really engaging in the community here. And this is valid for current Herbal Circle members, and new Herbal Circle members will either put your payments on hold or put you in for a year for free. And so I really do encourage you to be involved in the community there, share your wins as much as you can, because that is a way to win a prize that lasts all year until the next Herbal Entrepreneur Conference. So there are a couple of things to win there. All right, now, okay, now we have a couple of questions coming in. Okay. Okay. Now I'm just trying to find, okay. Well, it's definitely better if you text me here, because on Zoom I've lost it. There's too much on Zoom and I'm not able to see it all there. So I need to, I need it here. Okay, for people who say I love prizes but never win them, honestly, this is a pretty good opportunity, because we do have quite a few passes, especially if you continue to share on like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, because we are going to be looking for posts every single day. And yeah, a lot of people share at the beginning, but for those of you who continue throughout the whole week, there's a pretty good chance that you'll win a prize. Okay. Great. Okay, so we have our prizes here. So this is for 2 VIP passes. We've got 2 different people for 1 VIP pass each. And if you are the winner, please do email us at support@herbalentrepreneur.com, and we will give you a link to sign up for the VIP pass. Like I said, if you already have a VIP pass, you can choose between a refund and 90 days inside the Herbal Circle. So that's actually worth more than the VIP pass. So you can choose between like upgrading to that or getting a refund. Either way is fine. So our winners are here. So from the chat today, engaging, our winner is Tiana Simpson. You are the winner today. And on social media, Joanne Amadina. So yeah, those two, please do email us at support@herbalentrepreneur.com or tag us on social media in some way. We will make sure to get the VIP passes to you. For those of you who didn't win today, please do continue to share hashtag herbalentrepreneur.com, just hashtag herbalentrepreneur. And you can do it on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram. We'll be looking across the platforms. The more creative with your posts, the better, because we love to see things that are new and different. And I think that basically brings us to the end of today's orientation session. I would just like to thank you all so much for being here and sharing in this time with me. And I cannot wait to spend the rest of the week with you as we learn from such an incredible lineup of herbal speakers. We really do have just an all-star lineup of people to learn from this week. And we're all going to be learning together as we go through this wonderful event. And I will see you there at the live VIP lunch hour sessions to really go a little bit deeper as well, and during the chat for each session as well. So thank you everyone for being here. I will see you tomorrow morning bright and early at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Thank you, thank you, thank you.